told myself, I can make it. I will make it. Now I have. You can make it. We will make it.
Hello and welcome to season 2 of How I Made It. My name is Juliet Mutale. Now, How I Made It is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Now, today in the studio we have Kabwe Nkandu, who is an entrepreneur, mentor and business development services consultant. She is the CEO of Skillet Technologies. Kabwe, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Juliet. I'm glad to be here.
Great. Kabwe, tell us about yourself.
Like stated, my name is Kabwe Nkandu. I'm married with 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl who's just 4 months old.
Well.
Yeah. So I also come from a family of 4, 3 girls and a guy. Yeah, so in a nutshell, that's who I am. I've been raised by a single mother. I lost dad when I was just 5 years old. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about school issues. Where did you start from your school from?
Okay, maybe before I get into the school issue, let me just give a little bit of background. So when I was 5, my dad passed on. I started school at Metropolitan here in Lusaka. Then dad passed on. I went on to continue my grade 1 at St. Mary's, which is Mary Queen of Peace. And I think when dad died, it disturbed me a little bit because, you know, being daddy's girl, and I was so close with my father. And when he died, I think it destabilized me. I became withdrawn and liked to keep to myself. Like being alone was the best space for me growing up. I would just concentrate on books or just doing anything, but I have to be alone. So it had impacted me to such an extent that I became introverted, like too introverted actually. Yeah.
At that point, you've talked about you being introverted.
Yeah.
At that point, did you have any thoughts of what you are now, of being what you are now?
Not at all, Juliet, because what I just wanted and thought in that moment was, you know what, I need to get a better education. I need to make my daddy proud. And more so, I need to be just like what my father was, because my father was a banker. He worked for Bank of Zambia. And that's what I wanted to be. I never thought I would actually end up being an entrepreneur.
Wow.
Yeah.
And at what point did you think you would get into the digital world, which is, you know, it's usually dominated by the male folk?
Oh, yes. So fast forward, got married, started having children, but then I was working in a remote place within Zambia. So it had to mean me commuting and leaving my child home. So then in that moment, I decided, okay, you know what? I think I need to do something for me to be with my children and also still make ends meet. So I decided to start small businesses here and there. Like I kept chickens, I did salaula, like anything that I would think of doing. And in 2019, when COVID hits, business, obviously, like the business world had to change. The landscape of doing business changed. And so I equally needed to keep up and also like get in the zone and move with the times. But then at the time, I didn't have any person to help me with even just doing a simple graphic design for my products, for me to go digital. So in that moment is when Skillet was birthed. So I thought, okay, if I'm going through this, how many more people are actually in such a predicament? So then I prayed about it. I paused and thought to say, how is it going to play out and all of those things. That's how come Skillet was birthed. So as Skillet, we actually connect freelancers to businesses that need digital services to grow and scale out their business, for them to have a competitive advantage in the business world. Because right now you can't do business without going digital.
I heard something so interesting from you. You mentioned the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yes.
Are you telling me it is at that point you started getting ideas of actually starting Skillet Technologies?
Yes, it's at that point because, Juliet, at that point, my business collapsed. Like I couldn't continue doing the businesses I was doing. I was into value addition of chicken and fish. I would smoke them and sell them to clients. But then there's a way in which I needed to do them for me to actually even upscale and get to more clients. So I think I call it a God-given idea, because how was I going to think about it if I didn't try out any other things that I tried out at the time? So that idea came through. Obviously, I pushed it aside for some time until I just got the courage and strength to say, you know what, we can do this. We can actually have a hub where freelancers who are skilled in the digital services could now, because they're also looking for jobs, you know. So why not connect those people to businesses like my business and many other businesses that obviously need to scale up and get to pivot at the particular time during the COVID era. With COVID, you still need to do business anyway.
You know, up to now, we have women that actually think, no, it's what it is.
Yeah.
That digital issues are for especially men. So at what point, why digital technologies? Why skilled technologies when you have all this business? What was going through your mind?
I think it's also an aspect of thinking ahead, seeing how the global space was moving towards AI, towards the digital aspect. So for me, it was thinking, okay, yes, I'm female, but it doesn't limit me to do things that a male counterpart can do. Yes, quite right, there is imposter syndrome where you think, okay, I cannot do it because I'm female and this industry is dominated by men. But I think the glass ceiling has to be broken at some point. You know, we have to do it as women at some point as well, and not just shun away because you think, okay, the digital space is dominated by males. So I just had to take up the step. I had to be courageous enough. And also I would love to make mention that I had purpose to find myself in places that could help me bring out the confidence I needed to actually take on this business. I actually was part of incubator programs that just helped to incubate ideas and businesses and all of those things. And in there, I met mentors, coaches who helped me bring out Skillet to where it is today.
That leads me to my next question, because you've talked about mentors now.
Yeah.
So who really mentored you?
Okay, so to begin with, when I transitioned to the enterprise route from like formal employment, I thought and said, you know what, I cannot move into this industry without having the relevant knowledge and skill on how to run a business, you know, how to be profitable, you know, even just how to know who is my client, because not everyone is our customer, right? So I went to WIAC. It's a Women Entrepreneurship Access Center where they incubate women-led businesses and ideas. So that was my first incubation I went to. That actually brought Skillet idea alive. Like, it gave me confidence to say, okay, there's something here actually. It's something I can focus on full time and grow it to something that I envisioned in the beginning. So I passed through the WIAC incubator program. Then I also went to Bongo Hive. I was part of the Standard Chartered Women in Tech program, cohort 3. So there also I was mentored, coached, grilled. It was really an experience that I needed to actually move the business to where it is now.
Talking about, now you've just reminded me, I think I saw something where Skillet Technologies were actually given an award. Tell us about that one,
so, so it's during the Standard Chartered Women in Tech program. So Skillet did participate in that. We actually were among the top 5 businesses to win the $10,000 award for the business. And that's Juliet actually helped us to pivot the business. It gave us a start and gave us the confidence we needed to even go out there to, you know, solicit for businesses, even from international companies, clients, and all of those things. I think that program also helped us as Skillet to define exactly who our client was. Because in the beginning, Juliet, it was about, okay, we'll offer digital service to everyone, like all kinds of businesses and all of those things. But going through that program, it helped us to streamline and know, okay, this is what we're doing at this particular point. This is what we are. These are the kinds of businesses we are starting with, and this is what we want to see Skille in the next 2 years, 5 years, and so forth and so on.
Kabwe, in your business, you are a digital trainer.
Yes.
How many business so far have you impacted?
So we have about 10 businesses that
Wow.
are actually hiring skill on Skille. So we have a pool of freelancers on Skille that are subscribed to Skille. So those freelancers are skilled in digital services such as graphic designing, web development, social media management, anything digital. So the freelancers who are part of the Skille team are actually connected to the businesses to offer that service to the businesses. And as Skille, we come in as a conduit, or a middle person who now connects the two parties, the businesses and the service providers who are our freelancers.
Okay, Kabwe, before we take a break, I just want you to tell us, I heard you, I'll take us back
Okay.
a little bit. You talked about doing business, smoking chickens. What
Yes.
other things do you do really apart from being the CEO of Skille Technologies?
Okay, so aside from that, I'm a mentor. I'm an MSME mentor. I coach young entrepreneurs that are starting out in their business. They have an idea, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know if the idea is bankable and all of those things. So I mentor such individuals. I'm also a business development service consultant. So I help businesses to pivot, to get to product development as well. I also help businesses to just know how they are supposed to position themselves to be able to tap into the wider market as well. So
Great.
it's vast in the business development sector.
Great,
So I do that as well.
great. We now take a break. Stay tuned. How I Made It is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Watch How I Made It on Zenith TV every Thursday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, channel 6 DTT, and channel 458 DTH. Welcome back. In case you've just joined us, we are talking to Kabwe Nkandu, who is the CEO of Skille Technologies. Now, Nkandu, let's talk about the challenges, some of the challenges that you encountered along the way.
Okay. So some of the challenges I encountered, Juliet, was firstly, like I mentioned before, imposter syndrome. Like people not really believing that you'll be able to actually run a tech-based business as a female, you know, and also because our team comprises mostly of men. Yeah, and obviously as part of a CEO, I'm supposed to obviously even, you know, manage the team and all of those things. But it's a challenge that I overcame through sitting down with people that have gone ahead of me, like mentorship, like I mentioned before, who like taught me on how to go about being in male-dominated spaces like I am right now. So it's that challenge hasn't really been much of a challenge currently because of how I decided to tackle it. You know, sitting under people that have gone ahead of me and just learning how they've done it. Yeah, and also another challenge I think is finding the right skill or the right fit to work with. You know, Juliet, we have a lot of people who are educated, you know, they've gotten their papers, but I think on service delivery, I couldn't really find a perfect fit on the person I kind of wanted to work with, because most of the people that would come, it was more on, okay, how much are you paying me? You know, without even actually seeing the value that the person would bring to the table. So that has been a challenge for me, like finding the right people to work with, the right human resource to work with. And also I think it's trying to manage, because I'm a mother, a wife, you know, I do ministry, I'm also a student, I'm in school, so it's also how to juggle between all these roles as well. Yeah. I think for me, those are the things I would point out as being a challenge as I started the business. Yeah.
Great. So now you have all these challenges. How did you really come out of them?
Okay, so for separating roles as a mother, student, I think one of my mentors mentioned to say, you know what, you can't divide yourself. And these are important roles and tasks that look up to you and you're supposed to carry on. So what I then decided to do, like from the advice I was given, was whenever I'm a mother, I give in my 100%. Like I'm not CEO, I'm not doing any training, I'm not attending to any clients at that particular time. I'm just focused on my kids. I give in like 100%, and when I'm working, I give it 100%. So I do not divide my time, because then what that used to do to me was I would be multitasking and would not really put in the full input I would want to put in something, because I would be here and there and all of those things. But where I'm just focusing on one thing at a particular time, when I'm done, I know, okay, this we're done, close books, let me move to the next and put in the best that I'm supposed to put in, and that has really helped me.
I'm still on that part, Kabwe. So you see, you've talked about really giving your children time.
Yeah.
Now you talked about ministry.
Yes.
You talked about being that mentor,
Yeah.
being the CEO, being married.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you just divide this time? How just do you work around it?
I think to an extent as well, like managing your time, having mastery over your time also works. So in the active 8 hours that we all have, so I decided to, you know what, okay, there's this time for sleep. Of course, I love my sleep, Juliet. So at least 7 hours of sleep if I have to. But then there are moments, obviously, when one thing demands more than the other. So I put in more hours on the other thing that demands my time at that particular time. And then the other can be a little less than I would put in when I'm putting in full time in what demands my time at that particular time. Because sometimes my kids do not demand my time all the time, but then you find that the business is demanding more of my time. So I put more of my time on the particular thing that demands my attention at that particular time, as opposed to something that is a little bit flexible. I think that's how I've been able to balance it.
Great. So you see, there's a husband that is there. Would you say you've become successful because you have a supportive husband?
Yes. That's
and would you also say you have become successful because mentorship has played a vital role?
Yeah, exactly, Juliet, because right now my husband is with a baby in the car.
Wow.
So, you know, that's the support I needed at this particular time. My baby is just 4 months old, but I needed to do this. This also demanded my time. And he was there to say, okay, I'll be with the baby as you go do your thing. So that's the support that I also get from my husband. He's really been supportive from the word go. When I decided to say, okay, I think I'm going the enterprise route, he's been there to wake me up and attend webinars. He's been there to just push me and encourage me and tell me on those particular days I feel I need to give up, to say, you know, I can do it. Yeah.
Yeah, so you haven't answered the role of mentorship.
Oh, the role of mentorship. Juliet, mentorship. Without mentorship, I don't think I would have been here. Because before I even began the businesses, like the Skille one, the businesses I used to do before, I don't think I would compare them with the Skille business currently. And that is attributed to the deliberate move I made to sit under mentorship. You know, to just be coached, you know. Sometimes you think that you know, but you don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you share any, you know, you have that, somebody, you know, we always have that one success story that we attribute to. Let's hear about that success story, that one success story.
Okay, I think for me it was winning the Women in Tech.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the first attempt, and more like I was just trying to say, okay, you know what, I was intentionally wanting and genuinely just wanting, you know, mentorship and the knowledge on how to run a business. And it led to us winning that award. For me, it's so far one of those achievements and success that I would attribute to. Yeah, it was a moment that actually gave me the zeal to even want to do more things, and the confidence to say, you know what, I can actually do this. Yeah.
So what advice do you have to somebody out there who wants to be like you? They want to venture into entrepreneurship, or they want to get into the digital world, especially for the young people who feel maybe success is just for, I can only be successful at 30, or for a woman out there who feels going digital is for the male.
I think right now, it's not something to say, let me leave it for the male counterparts. There's a saying that says, Juliet, what a man can do, a female can do as better. So what I would tell that woman, that person who wants to pursue entrepreneurship, I would say start behaving like the person that you want to be in the future. You know, start finding yourself in places that are talking entrepreneurship, business, you know, and don't let people that talk down on you win. You know, just always prove them wrong. And one last thing I would say is network with intention. So don't just amass cards and numbers in your phone, but network with intention. Get numbers, build relationships, and get contacts that will be able to let you build relationships that will help you grow, relationships that will help you be accountable, because accountability is one of the major things that you need even as a business person. Starting out, because you won't have anyone come to your back and say, okay, Juliet, you need to do this today, you need to do this the next day. So it's all about determination, having an accountability partner, building relationships that foster growth and collaboration. I think that's what I would advise that person.
Okay,
Yeah.
Talking about Skiller Technologies, where do we see Skiller Technologies in the next 5 to 10 years?
Okay. So in the next 5 to 10 years, we see Skiller being a global brand where we connect our freelancers to global businesses as well, individuals that need digital services. Currently, we have a few on our list, but we would love to make it grow, like to just pivot on that aspect, and also to be more accessible, because right now, Juliet, Skiller does not fend to every kind of business. You know, like there's a segmented kind of clients that we actually work with, but going forward would want to also just let the macro business, the small businesses, also to be able to get digital skill and talent from our freelancers for their business growth and visibility. Okay. So yeah, we're working on that. In the next few years, we need to, as much businesses as possible, to also just get access to the freelancers on our Skiller website.
So how do people really get hold of you?
Okay,
just to learn from you.
Okay. I think I would, firstly, maybe you could also just get to our website. It's www.skiller.co.zm, as well as getting my personal contacts, which is 0979 316 716. 0979 316 716. And they could also catch Skiller on our socials, which is Facebook, Instagram, as Skiller Tech. Just Skiller Tech.
Kabwe, thank you so much for that very encouraging and insightful information. Well, you've heard for yourselves, going digital is not just for the men. You see the women dominating the digital world. We've come to the end of How I Made It Season 2. And on the program we had Kabwe Nkandu, who is the CEO of Skiller Technologies. Join us next time for another exciting episode of How I Made It. My name is Juliet Mutale saying bye-bye and God bless.